I just played through Mirror's Edge Catalyst and it's better, worse, and the same as the original. Let's run at our problems and see if this sequel zips. It is a sequel, right? You know what to do if you enjoy this video. The game opens with a text scroll. An evil conglomerate reigns supreme and made everyone its slaves. Then again, times are about to change. Faith is dreaming about her sister Kat and how she owes script to some guy named Dogan. Did the game mean money? Whatever. She wakes up to some propaganda and a private prison guard. Apparently, I'm on conditional release, but the servers for this title have been shut down. Ugh. On the way out, some guy named Icarus waves me over. Noah sent him to pick me up, so he cuts my leash and we're off. Oh wow, the combat is great. Wait, they were going to send me to the Greylands anyway? All the more reason to beat them down. This tutorial is very intuitive. I'm not sure why I can't roll though. I zipline down and enter a room where Icarus throws a hissy fit at me. There actually seems to be quite a bit of depth to the combat system this time. I'm excited. KSEC is sending in a new unit though, so I should stay on my toes. Oh, it's a super cop? Already? Damn. Needless to say, it doesn't work out very well for me. The Sentinel doesn't double check his work, which gives a chance for the rest of the plot to happen.
Now come on home, kiddo.
Ah, a father figure, eh? Look at that city. Anyway, I have to get to the Zephyr Transit Hub. It's a complicated run, but the controls are smooth.
So Noah, what's the beat?
We're going to be dealing with weird slang a lot, aren't we?
I also heard she's sorry.
Maybe she learned something while she was away.
Maybe.
Interesting. I have to go see some guy named Birdman. But first, I need my gear. Wait, there's an upgrade tree, and most of it is locked behind missions. Ah, nuts. Oh, by the way, Dogan wants his script. I know. Nomad wants my help with something too, that might keep happening. Hey, this looks familiar. I guess it's time to prove myself again with a dash? Well, at least I got 2 stars on the first shot. That's something. I have to do a lot of side missions, don't I? Birdman has a run, so I'll just focus on that. I'm not sure why there's a time limit, but it's very generous. That makes it easy to stuff the package away for pickup. Oh, there are people down there. Huh, I might as well talk to Nomad.
Don't fall off.
That's not funny. The guy wants me to go after some control chips to help out the outcast in the Greylands. I guess there's a resistance network out there? The first one is easy to get. I wonder why Nomad didn't do it. I accidentally failed the mission by not following the pop-up tutorial. Yay. The second chip leads to another pop-up tutorial and the third. It's nice to have a free hand with the last one, so whatever. I suddenly spot some KSEC goons harassing some guys, so I beat them up as well. Wait, I have to deliver the chips now? Okay. Oh right, pop-up tutorials. It's actually kinda fun to shove the baddies out of the way and keep rolling. I'm sure I'll do that many times. Package delivered. Noah wants me back at the lair for a real job. I hack one of his screens for some reason and return to Birdman first. We're going pigeon hunting. Finding Arato is the easy part because the poor girl got shot. Talia also went down, but her capsule is missing. Where could it? There it is. Another runner hit it, I suppose. Noah wants me to raid Elysium Labs with Icarus on Overwatch. We head over there and find an open window. It can't be that easy, can it? I climb up the building, shimmy across a pipe, and ride an elevator to a vent. Gabriel Kruger might be here, so I double time it to a vent that leads to the agriculture section. After I plant my hacking tool, I follow an unknown operative to a lab. Is there a third faction in play here? Kruger and 2 women show up to beat the intruder down, but a dose of poison stops them from learning anything. I go for the tech that Gabriel is blind to. He sees me and I make a run for it. Although the KSEC guards start shooting at me, I zipline out of the building and rush back to the hub. Needless to say, Noah is pissed.
Did Kruger see you?
You saw someone. Too dark to see much at all.
Yeah, right. Haunted by the past, eh? Check. Luckily, Nomad has some anti-fan tech for me. It just works. When I get to the guy, he tells me that Kasek is setting up antennas around the city. Therefore, I kick the crap out of the guards and destroy the first one. That in turn activates some reinforcements, but I evade them easily enough. Oh, Kruger is improving his drones? I might as well throw a wrench into those plans. The trick is that I need info from a guard. I climb up a building, fall into his bed, and take it. Of course, the deal was off, so I have to make a run for it and beat up some guards on the way out. They're working on it in Kruger Arms. Well, time to invade that place. I take a squeegee runner up to a vent and get into the building a little too easily. There is a drone over here. The only problem is that the chip has been moved and installed. I take an elevator up and find my target in a separate lab, and then it flies away. Great. The pursuit isn't terribly difficult. However, I have to jump on the drone for some reason. I'm fine because the game requires it, but I probably shouldn't have been. Well, I destroyed the drone. That counts. Noah has a contact named Plastic. It's a natural choice because I need to decode the tech that I pinched. But first, I have to grab a grappling hook from Icarus. It works surprisingly well, and I move on to, wow, look at that view. I enter Plastic's hideout and get a drone gun in my face. Thankfully, Plastic shuts it off before it can shoot me.
Warren. Yeah, I found it.
Not a question.
Oh no. It's an Omnistat drive. What is that? I don't know, but it presents another problem. Plastic needs a month to crack it unless I can accelerate the process. I have to infiltrate the Allcom building to do that. Oh, Omnistat is another nation state. Okay, one elevator ride later, I wall run my way over to this terminal. Another one is down below. I have to keep going. Of course, some goons with guns get in the way, so I kick them in the face and hop down some stone ornaments. When I activate the second switch, the building goes into lockdown. Some irritating guys with tasers run in, but I kick them to death and make my escape. Wait, that wasn't enough? I need to hack into a grid node too. Yay. It isn't actually that hard to climb up the servers on the walls. By the way, why are there servers on the walls? It seems like this room can only be navigated by someone who knows parkour. Anyway, blah blah blah, I get to the terminal and leave.
You make me proud, Faith. Well done.
What about me? I did all the work.
No, you didn't. Who wrote this character? Suddenly, someone bombs the Bauble Mall. Krugersek is going to be looking for someone to blame. Best to take shelter for now. I make it back to Plastic's house. Apparently, the drive has a blueprint for Project Reflection on it. We'll probably find out what that is later. Noah needs me for a meeting, and who the hell is this lady? Oh, it's Rebecca Thane, the leader of Black November.
Thinks you can change the world by blowing it up.
Why do I get the feeling that this game is going to drift towards her point of view? I mean, Noah doesn't want to take sides? Plastic wants me to hack into the metagrid by collecting big red balls? Oh, wonderful. Anyway, I have to talk to Dogen. He's cooking, so you know he's a jerk. Apparently, the Anansi have been missing their payments. Mr. Chef wants me to go after them and even supplies me with a mod for my grappling hook. I have to scale a skyscraper and wait, it's empty. That opens up a massive jumping puzzle, but I'm supposed to actually wreck the building? Okay. I pull the fire alarm to get the workers out. And then I yank 3 control chips for the damper tuner hanging in the middle. Great, I just became a PG-rated tango. On the plus side, it's easy enough to slide down some pipes and zipline out of there. Some other runner got cornered by Kasek though. Time for a rescue. There are a few too many baddies here. I have to call them off with a hack. That makes it easy to, how do I get up there again? Oh, there it is. A solid wall run brings me right to the gal and we get out of there. Of course, Icarus just had to drop off the grid. I'd better go look for him. I jump off a crane and find the guy in an electrified cage.
Or I just leave before Krugersek.
Did anyone at DICE actually think that this is funny and endearing? It isn't. I pipe my way down to the street, which looks awfully dirty. It's easy to locate and shut off the power though, so whatever. Upon my return to the rooftops, I learned that KSEC is raiding the runners. Booking it back to the hub seems like a bad idea, but I do it anyway. No one is here. That's because they're all outside in body bags. Time to get a little revenge. The guards are pretty beefy. Pulling a Mario does the trick until a sentinel shows up. That is a knockdown, drag-out fight to the finish.
What did you do to our friends?
Our orders were to capture them, but they resisted.
What did you do?
We had to shoot! They wouldn't submit! Especially the old guy!
Oh boy. We're interrupted by a drone, so I have to bolt for another safe house. Wait, that wasn't enough? Where do we have to go? Rebecca Thane has offered to take Icarus and me in. I guess we don't have a choice in the matter because Noah's dead. The underground is a bit of a maze, but not a lethal one. That makes it easy to get down to the Black November hideout. Yeah, Rebecca is the violent one. We know. It turns out that Kat was left behind way back when. She's going to pop up later, isn't she? Come morning, Rebecca lets me know that KSEC is probing the area with a stationary drone. I have to do something about it. The drones are still packaged up, so I can just push them into the chasm. I have to fight some guards along the way, but it isn't that big of a deal.
The families have created an unsustainable society. Unlimited growth. Unlimited consumption. It's madness, and it will ultimately destroy us all if we don't force the employees to change their ways.
No introspection detected here, folks. None at all. I check the last drone and head back to base. Easy enough. For some reason, I have to do some grunt work for an abduction. Am I playing the main character in this game? I'm supposed to be. I run around and slap a terminal controlling some drone turrets, and then I do it again. Of course, the last terminal is unreachable without some steel beams that just so happen to be hanging right above it. Rebecca nabbed Gabriel Kruger's daughter. I can definitely see the resemblance. I mean, it's not like she's actually Caitlin, right? More red balls. For some reason, KSEC set up another antenna at the transit hub. I destroy it and run away, only to receive word from Dogen that Noah might not be dead after all. We'll figure it out. First, I have to install a tap for Rebecca. This is a long puzzle, but what sets it apart is the rather strange character development.
What Isabel Kruger doesn't understand is that the very same ideal of personal achievement discourages it. As one man's gain is by necessity another man's loss.
That seems rather hypocritical coming out of EA.
Black November intends to create a society where everyone contributes equally, which is matched by everyone being equally valued.
So she's a communist. Anyway, I plant the tap, shove some goons, and slide my way out of there. Let's talk to Isabel. Madam Kruger lets slip that KSEC HQ has the info that I need to find Noah. Time to heist it. In order to break in, I have to board one of their VTOLs. Plastic called one in, so I just have to chase it down. I hook up and ride it to the top of the building. Is it just me, or does my character have crazy upper body strength? Oh well, never mind. I slide down the side, vent in, and puzzle my way through an elevator shaft. A few hops get me to a service elevator in the server room. I find my way to the terminal, grab what I need, and make a run for it. It's mandatory combat time. Hell yeah! The disruptor is pretty powerful, but I'm outnumbered. Time to go. Noah has been sent to a place called Kingdom. Plastic doesn't know where that is yet, so I have to wait it out. Well, I can kick 2 sentinels in the head. That always works. Big red balls. I have to head back to Dogen's place.
Do you also find it mystifying that I keep on giving and get nothing in return?
I got you your oysters. What do you want?
I'll run for you. 5 years, no questions asked. 10 years. 20.
You won't live that long.
Okay, so this conversation doesn't really matter. I have to go back to rezoning.
Her real name is Caitlin Connors. Isn't your name Connors too? What if?
Plastic is such a blabbermouth. What a way to waste an obvious twist.
Your debt is growing big. Make sure you're around to repay it. I'm off.
Wait, what? Back at Black November, I quickly learned that Rebecca is taking Caitlin out behind the woodshed. At the very least, she's willing to be convinced, but wait a minute, Kingdom is right next to the Black November HQ? Let's get down there. I guess. I hop and swing my way to some nasty medical experiments. They're murdering prisoners for the funsies. This calls for a prison break, even though it will be difficult. One of their prior leads is actually a prisoner down here.
I don't get it. Reflection is just a new way to connect to the greater.
Plastic already told us otherwise earlier. They're working on influencing the brain.
It'll be the end of free thought as we know.
Why am I getting repeating information? Anywho, I break a lean out and fight my way to Noah's room. Kruger is torturing him with the nanites.
Yes, on a base level, he is aware that the emotions are false.
So he's the one? Not for long. The scientist tries to kill Noah and actually succeeds. The prisoners intrude, but we're interrupted by some goons that I have to hold off. Kicking the taser guys against the wall certainly does the trick, so I'm able to rush out of there on my first try. To make matters worse, K-Sec took Caitlin and injected Icarus with reflection. Well, it would be if I actually cared about the guy, but he doesn't have enough development.
We found a way to disable reflection. For good.
Really? That's great news, even though we need Kruger's grid print. I'm sure that it won't immediately fall flat when I talk to Dogen.
We can't stop reflection!
Damn it! Who wrote this? Oh wait, I'm fine now, never mind. Plastic and Aline debate the importance of art, and I'd rather listen to anything else. Time to break into the art museum. I falcon punch a guard in the tunnels and make my way to the main floor. There are a lot of goons here. When in doubt, kick them against the wall. Wow, that worked? It even does the trick for the sentinels. I get to the top and jump down another elevator shaft to the lobby. There are a lot of baddies here too, so I kick them in the face and hop up the ornaments. These pipes look cool, but I have to get to an elevator. Kruger's apartment looks neat. I find his office and hack into it. Apparently, the guy knew this would happen. Okay, why did he leave his print within reach? I really don't get what he's doing. Wait, Rebecca bombed the shard? I have to get out. Therefore, I jump on a drone. That doesn't sound right. It drops me off safely because plot. Icarus has ass pain. Okay, that makes sense. I have to wait for the next objective. Again, that means that I can become a private investigator. An old acquaintance, Beatrix, thinks that her corporate husband is cheating on her. She wants me to get proof for an annulment because corporations are royalists. That's actually kinda funny. I plant some bugs at the bar, the private nest, and her husband's office. Red balls. I can't just waltz into the shard. We have to take control of the trains to get there first. Why did Rebecca bomb that place again? On with the mission. I have to find my way up to the top of this weird platform device. The key is the center swing bar. When I rise to it, I hop on top and activate the terminal. Great, there's time pressure now. I punch some goons and reversal my way up. On to the third. I make it up there with quite a bit of time to spare. Unfortunately, more K-Secs show up to ruin my day. Gotta go! That mission may be filler, but it is fun. Kuma seems like a jerk. Anyway, we're nearing the end. All I have to do is climb the shard and plant a virus. That would have been far easier if the place hadn't been bombed. There's a hatch for that? Okay. I hop on top of a train and get smacked in the face by one sign. And another. Time to rush some elevators and jump across to a service area. I beat up some guards, move up to a windmill, and that's ridiculous. Why would anyone even think about writing that up several stories? The force alone would probably make a person go splat. Whatever. Another long platforming puzzle is right ahead. It takes a little while before I reach the end of it, and again, that's unbelievable. Where am I now? Oh. Uh-oh, there doesn't seem to be another way out. I actually have to start a confrontation to climb up more elevator pipes. Dogen wants to give me a drawing if I stop the gravest threat to his existence. Right. Alright, I'm actually on the roof. Time to head downstairs and plant the virus. Oh yay, Kruger is here with 2 sentinels. Nothing I haven't faced before. Blah blah blah, you're still a child, get on with it! There are no easy walls here, so I pull a Mario and destroy the sentinels. Kruger tries to go for the drive. I tackle him into some words.
Did it ever occur to you that maybe you're the one to blame.
Really? At the very least, the virus shredded the nanites. For some reason, I leave the drive and go after Kat. By falling down the building?
Stop it! I hate you!
Why? We fight it out. And then the platform crumbles and Gabriel falls out of his VTOL. Kat saves me first, but doesn't save Gabriel. Huh.
I wish I could say everything changed. That the employees rose up in disgust over reflection and overthrew the conglomerate.
But they didn't. So, what? Wait, that's it? Oh, Kat is the new head of KrugerSec? Well, that changes everything! As I said at the beginning, Mirror's Edge Catalyst is a case of better, worse, and the same. That may be the reason why DICE has never bothered to make a sequel. Well, that, and the quarterly sales figures, we all know how EA gets. Let's start with the story so you can get a better sense of what I mean. The original benefited from a sense of simplicity. Sure, a player might be able to see the twists coming, but that's not necessarily a problem. The quest to save Kate is pretty straightforward and leaves Mayor Callahan open for the sequel that never arrived. Catalyst's plot has a larger scale, which creates more problems that the writers never solved. And no, I'm not just talking about how plastic is kind of annoying. The setting is very generic and poorly thought out. It could have said something profound about how right libertarianism and anarcho-capitalism would actually tyrannize people. Instead, all we got is a bunch of melodrama, repetition, and superhero moments for some reason. More on that in a little bit. The movement and combat systems are quite different, but that's because the devs wanted a skill tree. Why? Oh. It's especially odd because the player starts the game with fewer moves than the original. With that said, the controls are far more crisp and precise this time around. Except for the small bugs, obviously. It feels great to move across much of glass without worry, even if it is a little more lightweight. DICE completely nailed the combat, too. While I definitely fell in battle a few times, I never blamed the game for that because it forced me to think like a martial arts master. It's genuinely challenging and fun to play, which makes the experience all the sweeter. Of course, the side content is repetitive to the point of obnoxiousness and drags down everything. While there are interesting missions, like the one where I helped Beatrix, the deliveries completely outstay their welcome. Yes, they are fairly easy to complete, but the player absolutely has to do most of them in order to fully upgrade Faith. There just isn't enough XP otherwise, and it's annoying. Even so, I don't regret playing Catalyst, especially since I got it on sale for $2. I just think that it could have been better than what we got. GG. I'll see you next time.